Go.
Vince Burke here, going live right on Facebook. Anyway, what brings me here today was to go over a realistic day that I had today. You know, I feel today that we're going and taking the human race to an emotional wake. When emotions exceed principle, progress can't be made. When emotions exceed principle, progress can't be made. Well, guess what? The emotions is so much of bills, family, friends, socialization, schoolwork, your work day. Those are all game day things that you have to do. But sometimes we have to put all that aside and go right here. These right here are the 6 principles, okay, of what we need to focus on during this pandemic. Responsibility, accountability, appreciation, determination, attitude, and respect. I can't tell you the stories that I've been hearing. And what I do for a living, everybody, is I listen first and foremost. I listen to sometimes what I call nonsense, sometimes 811, you get to it later, 911, but yet never in my life did I ever have to cope or deal, adjust, adapt, conform to rules, regulations to a pandemic issue like we have today. It's unbelievable over the last 3 weeks in college, goofing around with Corona beer. Putting a mask over it, everyone's drinking, it's all fun, you hear all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, within like 4 days, 5 days, we're getting notice that the kids' classes are canceled. So again, we're being told what to do. Being told what to do. The kids in college, in high school for the most part, and even adults, don't like to be told what to do. Where to be, where not to be. That's a huge issue for our society today. From consumerization, from the bigger people up on top to talk a little bit about speak up, express yourself, ask questions why. Don't really listen until you really understand, comprehend, and agree with why you should or shouldn't. So now these kids are coming home from college. High school sports ended. Little toddlers coming home. But yet mom and dad still need to be responsible, right, to the family. Hold composure. Cope with the adversity so that the process to integrate a different game day for the family. But look at all here. You have faith, friends, education, charity, work, skill, training, game day, nutrition, rest. Okay, not too many people are resting. Nutrition, it's all over the place. But most important, we have to come home and we have to change things a little bit. And the biggest thing is that no one likes to be told, especially by the government, on what to do, why to do it, how to do it. It's tough. I'll bring you through some reality stuff. I have patients. I do orthopedic sports medicine. I do performance training, personal training. Things have shut down. Okay, so we're concerned about, of course, first and foremost is the health and safety and the best interest not to spread this horrible pathology. It does really wipe people out. There's people in pain that are mourning for people who passed from it, so it's real. Sadly, and gladly, not everybody knows somebody with this disease. Because what happens is, if we knew someone, it kind of hits home better. So that's kind of where we're not understanding it. But just a little side note, when church was canceled on Sunday, not too many children were concerned about going to church, because I didn't hear that. But going to restaurants, house parties, oh, why can't I go? Well, so it can't be that double standard kind of behavior and mentality, because it's up to the parents to take hold of this issue with the family, and they need to be the quarterback for what goes on in the house. We have to be mindful and not give stress and pressures to parents to have a party, to have people come over, sleepovers. Keep things together as your pillars as much as possible. You know what? Unfortunately, you can't be running to grandma and grandpa's house, especially if they're under the weather, because this thing has a spectrum. And it goes really from people who can carry, touch one another, hug and kiss, to somebody who has a suppressed immune system. That tanks those people. So there's no reason to do that. So let's try and keep things at bay, which is at home. Explain to kids. They want to know why. They just can't say why and then walk away with an attitude. I'm hoping that parents globally, locally, for sure globally, understand that be on board for this issue to minimize the stress at home, so that most parents, hopefully all, will say, no, you can't entertain at the house. So that you don't have that battle between kids and parents, why is this one doing that, and the whole comparison thing. It's really important that we understand that it's not a time to socialize. And then all of a sudden the government comes along and says places, fitness places, eateries, they all have to close. Again, the people who took the risk, the employer, right? We have to think of them too. The employees for sure. But who's responsible for flipping a bill? So there's a lot of different phases of this that affects everybody. It's not just the employees. It's not just the 1% who, people just say that, they have it all. But that's not fair to judge anyone or give opinions. It's not a time for that. It's a time to unite with radar and having everybody understand the responsibility that you have. Your role in your family as parents, guardians, okay, to express to the elderlies, to understand why you can and can't. Because the kids today, we sent them off to college. Some went for 6 months and came home. When the universities promised our kids that, when they come home, they're going to be calm and collected, they're going to deal with adversity, and guess what? They sent them home too soon. So that's a huge thing. So guess what? We're back at phase 1 again. Remember the high school kids? I'm 18 years old, can't tell me what to do. Hey, I'm more independent. So we stepped away from that kind of coddling, that micromanaging. But guess what? If the government is going to micro and macro manage the adults of today, then we have to pass that on to the kids. And we have to also, the big thing about socialization within the family. It's amazing that we have to conform to all the rules, right? But we could have a christening, a social event, a birthday party, and then all of a sudden noise comes in. Why isn't this one going to come? Why does this one feel? Because they don't feel comfortable. And you, as a family member, shouldn't give them internal stress as to why they're not coming and participating. Just let them be. Because that's what they feel, that's what they think, and you have to let it be. This pandemic is affecting everybody, but differently, right? A child cares about a party. A college kid may care about Friday night or earning money at the restaurant. A parent may have to worry about daycare. A business owner has to worry about the parents that they employ, their children, the employees, the rent, the landlord, the taxes, payroll, and serving. A little different than the pizza party, a little different than the communion. So everybody has to endure this painful, but hopefully ending pandemic. When it talks about accountability, okay, we all have to own our own in this. You can't look left and look right and point and tell and yell. You have to just breathe a little bit and have everybody just chime in and stop and breathe. And put all your stuff on a table. and hear and listen to other people's stories, I promise you, you're going to take your stuff and go like this. And be happy that you're with your stuff. Because the problem today is that we're so self-absorbed with our stuff. We have a tendency socially to up-one each other. In the middle of saying a hardship situation, the sentence is not even over. We have to tell somebody and minimize that person's story, which is 911, with your bigger and better or worse or worser, no such word, story. That's not how we handle this. That's a real problem. When we talk about appreciation, okay, there's people out there in the medical field, like myself, trainers, doctors, nurses, all these 911 medical emergency, police officers, firefighters. Those people are at risk. Now we just added something else to this pandemic. And we as a society can't give them more pressure to serve you, your family, with nonsense stuff. Like noise in someone's basement, parking on the wrong side of the street. That's all noise. Let's all take a responsibility that's a little different and appreciate these town workers, state workers, government people, and just trust them. Okay? When it comes to determination, okay? We have to have that eagerness to make this better. And it's going to take a family, a team, a school, a community, a state, and a nation, and a world to mold together, gel together, and not bicker over this, that, and the other thing, because it's real. The reality is it's affecting all of us. Realistically, okay, it can kill a lot more people. So we have to be mindful of that. When it talks about an attitude, we always say is everything, but really, not that I'm happy, I'm happy. No, because there's a lot of stuff that's affecting me and my practice, my risk, right? Our children, Tony and I, right? We have children, all the patients that we see. But guess what? I don't always look at my issue. I spend hours a day listening to other people's stories. And that's why I'm here today. Because it's confusing. It's hysterical. We're going all over the place. And we don't like it. And I don't blame you. But we need to hold our composure. We need to adapt, adjust, conform. Sorry for different rules, regulations. Hopefully, the government will get less involved. But right now, because of the mayhem, okay, and the urgency of it, as the CDC had said, it's a problem. So we need to all, for the most part, respect each other, their presence, their value system with this. Don't encroach your world on other people's world. Be respectful to other people's spaces. Be compassionate to understand their reason of saying no or not participating. Have some empathy for the whole thing. And that is radarship. All the way through, from the beginning, the middle, and the end. It's not easy. No one could do it alone. Kids need family at this time. Sorry to have to conform to rules, right? Regulations. And I think with everybody joining together, and remember, when emotions exceed principle, progress can't be made. And I have to tell you, just working with some of my employees who work in the grocery store, remember this, the glutton hurts and it could harm people. And what I mean by that is, I'll just give you an analogy. If you just ate 10 chicken cutlets at your dinner table and you have a guest come in and there's one left, are you going to have the 11th, or are you going to offer that one? And I have an employee on video right now that shares with me crazy stories about glutton, about stuff. Remember, the noun principle. People over things, people over places, because that's what matters. So if you have a stock of toilet paper, water, and even some cleaning stuff, okay, and you're gonna fill up your second cart or second bag of it, after taking that one that you had that's left, think about the chicken cutlet, because the answer is, hopefully, from your radar from growing up, you offer that chicken cutlet. Same thing here. Don't take that last one when you have 10 in your belly. Till next time, Vince Burke talking on this important pandemic issue that's affecting everybody, and I hope by the next couple of days we could all be calm, collected, and cope a little better, hand in hand with true radarship. From the headquarters, from Infinity, to you guys. Peace out.